Hey guys, so one of those little fun ones I like to do because I like to see how everyone thinks. So I saw this um to win $3 billion. $3 billion. You have to survive 24 hours getting chased by a horror villain of your choice. Who are you picking? This person says the Predator. I'm old and out of shape and unarmed, not honorable prey. Because Predator's got the whole moral code of honor type thing. Kind of guy not going to shoot you while your back is turned. So, I mean, it's possible. I'm old. I'm out of shape, and and I'd be unarmed. I'd be unarmed. So, uh, but I think there's a lot. I mean, of the common ones, I mean, Freddy would probably be the easiest one. I mean, okay, $3 billion. All you have to do is just stay awake for 24 hours, which most of us have done at some point in our lives. Staying up for 24 hours or even more than that. I think I've gone about 3 days or so with no sleep. Probably, I think actually it was probably even more than that. But so $3 billion to pick Freddy, and he'll be sitting there waiting for me to fall asleep, and I'd never fall asleep. 24 hours goes by, 3 billion, poof, he goes away, done. Um, Chucky would be another one. People, I mean, the dude's a doll. Everyone's running away from him when he's chasing after him, but he's a doll. Just fucking kick him. It doesn't matter. Ooh, he keeps coming back. Just keep fucking kicking him then. You've got legs, use them. Like, like seriously, he comes close, you punt the little bastard. Um, who else? What are some newer ones? Like newer villains. I guess actually the one that I would consider he's pretty cool, and I've watched like the series, not or just videos or whatever. The Jester, really cool character. Basically, he goes around and performs for people, and the people who are just dicks and don't clap. Yeah, but then again, he's not really a villain, is he? He genuinely just wants you to laugh and have a good time. But when you just seem to be a sourpuss and you don't clap, or that's when he pulls out the real magic. Um, but he's not really. I mean, they made a movie based on that little series, but I really wouldn't consider him a villain because he's not really like one of the videos he's trick or treating, like going around with the little girl trick or treating with her, and so he's not really a villain. But if he's portrayed as a villain, and all you have to really do is just basically clap every time he does a trick, there you go. No matter how stupid the trick is, it could be pulling, rope out of a fucking toilet. Just like, it's like, yay! 24 hours of tricks. But like I said, I don't consider him a villain though. Let's see who else. Um, I think there are probably some villains that you could probably talk to, like have like deep, meaningful conversations with. I don't know why, but I think like Pinhead would probably be one of them. I don't know why. I think that the guy would just like have a good conversation. Um, Dracula, he's a villain. Dracula, you run into your house, or as they did in the olden days, you have like rice or dirt in your hand, like in your pockets. Um, because for people who don't know, the reason why, say, the Count, in Sesame Street, he's a vampire, because vampires, with legend and all that, they have the OCD basically of counting things. So if you're wandering around at night and you're in an area where there might be vampires, always carry a handful of dirt or rice, because you just throw that up into the air, and that vampire is going to have to pick up and count every single piece. And also there's that whole you can't they can't come into your house unless you welcome them. So, you run into your house as long as it's your house. If it's someone else's, you know, the person might be, "Oh yeah, sure, come on in." But if it's your house and you know the guy's out there, "Let me in." No. And then you just wait. Sunrise comes and power's gone, and then he slinks away back to his little hidey hole. So maybe Dracula, or a vampire just in general. I don't care which vampires. Hell, even Twilight vampires. I mean, you get them out into the sun, they start sparkling, and then word gets out, and then suddenly Volturi are hearing about it. They're sending their people out to execute the guys or to bring them back to Rome. And so you don't have to do anything. You can let the Volturi do it with just bringing them out and having them sparkle all over the place. Um, who else? Definitely not for Jason, because despite how slow Jason is, that dude has like freaking teleportation, and people have actually theorized that the dude actually has teleportation because you're running and you can see this huge distance behind them and they trip just once and suddenly it's like, gotcha, bitch. So he is kind of otherworldly in nature anyway, with his resurrection powers and keeps coming back. Um, who else? Definitely, yeah, definitely will not. Michael Myers, he can be beaten. Um, but he's kind of got the Jason thing going. People think that he has teleportation, but I think he's just a normal dude. Even no matter how many times he comes back, he's just like a normal dude. Because I think it's like the same person. So he's not he's not like immortal or otherworldly like Jason, but he is more superhuman than most people give him credit for, obviously, with his feats and all that. So, but then if Jamie Lee Curtis can do it, I think I could do it too. 24 hours of being chased by Michael Myers. I would have to be somewhere secluded where I can have full access, and he has no chance of coming from beneath the floor, like a steel. No, because then he'd probably try to set fire to the damn thing and lock me in. So, um, he's just like a weaker Jason. Um, was it Leatherface? I mean, he's just a regular human. He's just a crazy human. So maybe I know Freddy would be the easiest one, but if we want to talk monsters, um, uh, I think Leprechaun would actually be pretty funny. I forget if he has actually has a name, but the Leprechaun would be pretty funny. Um, actually, let's see what some other people say. Easy. I just hop in my truck and drive for a day. It follows. Freddy Krueger, just smoke crack to stay awake. You're good. I would just get in my car and drive for 24 hours. 95% of horror villains couldn't do shit to me. No one has a VHS anymore, so I don't know if that makes the Ring Girl less or more deadly. Chucky, I'd put that damn toy in a wood chipper like they should have done movie one. Uh, the floor is to the floor is to pick Thanos and flip for it. Al Gore. Freddy Krueger watching me spend all my money on cocaine right after I accept the challenge. Yeah, see, most people, college students, when you're a college student, you're like, yeah, 24 hours, you're staying up a lot. What if you were chased by the Ohio villain? These answers are amazing. Um, literally the only good answer is Jaws. I mean, you're being, but then again, what if it's like you have to be in the water? Then, well, then again, that would with Freddy, it's like, well, then you have to fall asleep. But I guess if Jaws is coming after you, like you start out in the water, if he's coming after you, just go on land and then just sit there and just like at him. You can't do anything. But then the scary part comes up. He starts swimming and you're like, and he just starts rotting on land. You're like, oh fuck. Okay, hear me out. The horrible slow murderer with an extremely inefficient weapon. Sam from Trick or Treat. All I gotta do is celebrate Halloween is in my own way. Eh. If I drive for 24 hours, I would choose Boogeyman, Michael Myers, otherwise Samara if 7 days is on. Chucky, and I'd put him under a laundry basket with some books on it. Yeah, from the Ring. I don't. Michael Myers or Jason grabbing a bike and heading away from them. They're slow. Jason, there are cases where they're like, well, you see him in this frame, and he's doing one thing, and then the person runs, and then he's right there. He clearly has some kind of teleportation or something, since he is basically immortal and dead, essentially. Or not dead, but he keeps coming back. His super strength and durability and healing type factor he's got going on. Gollum, he's a villain with sole focus to reclaim the ring without me having a ring of power. He'd probably be easily distracted by tasty fishes for 24 hours. But I really don't consider Gollum a villain. He's more of a tragic hero, really. I mean, people say, well, he is the villain, or he is a villain. He's the reason why the ring was destroyed in the first place. It wasn't Frodo who did it, even though he bit off Frodo's finger to get the ring. It was ultimately Gollum who destroyed the ring by falling into the fire. Stephen King's It, so Pennywise. The thing only stays in one town. Just leave. Freddy Krueger, I can say for days. Yeah, people keep saying Freddy Krueger because he's really honestly the easiest one if you can say it for 24 hours. Freddy Fazbear. Got another Freddy going on. He's only scary because you're locked in a building with him. It doesn't say anything about being in a specific building, so I'll just drive to the other side of town. You punt him. He keeps running after you. You punt him again. This guy. Freddy Krueger, the Predator. Samara. Shin Gods. Really? Uh, let's see. Actually, someone here mentioned Pinhead. Nice. The toughest ones are those with supernatural powers, like Freddy Krueger or Pinhead. I don't know. Like I said, I think if you could pick a good topic, you'd actually be able to talk to Pinhead for quite a while. But it's like Freddy. You just kind of like stroke his ego. Um, I mean, you catch him on a good day. I'm sure he's like the coolest fucking guy in the world. When he doesn't want to kill you. Um, oh yeah. I wouldn't mind her chasing me for 24 hours. If you know, you know. I like tall women, especially when they're 8 feet tall. Uh, Original 1960 Daleks that could travel through space and time, but could be thwarted by a staircase. It's true, the Daleks couldn't climb staircases. You just climb up like one or two steps, and you're like, If you know, you know. Um, I feel like maybe Freddy, I'm older than his teenage victims, but he doesn't stick to just teenagers. He prefers teenagers, but he's a killer. You know, remember he started with kids, like children, but he just kills anyone. He doesn't care. He prefers kids, but he doesn't care who he kills. Just like Jason, I'm like he prefers people who are, drinking and premarital sex and stuff like that, but he'll kill other people for no freaking reason. Although, was it Jason Takes Manhattan or whatever it is, when he's walking down, when he's going down, like it was a Times Square and the people with the radio are on, I think he just breaks the radio. Doesn't kill him, he just breaks the radio. Um, Freddy Krueger. They said horror villain, not monster, so I'm picking Wesker from Resident Evil. Freddy Fazbear. I leave the pizzeria. What's he gonna do? Follow me? A sound monster from A Quiet Place or a vision monster from Bird Box? Yeah, see, there you go. Dracula. Just don't let him in the house. Would the little things from Phantasm count as villains? The little things that would they count? Okay, okay, let's hear him out. Jason Voorhees. Most villains kill indiscriminately. Throughout the Friday the 13th films, though, we get a clear sense that Jason doesn't actually target those he deems as innocent, particularly children and animals. But there are times he does, and you have to take that into account. I mean, it might be true that with his kind of moral code, but there are, just like Freddy, he prefers to kill kids or teenagers, but he'll just kill anyone. Jaws, I live in a landlocked city until freaking Jaws comes knocking on your door. Like freaking Davy Jones style, he's in a freaking tank. Depends on the rules. I mean, I could choose Pinhead and just not touch the lament configuration. Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I can avoid his murderer parameters by being polite and artistically minded. Yeah. Um, Norman Bates. Yeah. Jigsaw, like John Kramer, like actual Jigsaw, as in John Kramer Jigsaw. Yeah. Actually, I think chilling with John Kramer for a day would be really cool. You know, kind of you find out like the inner workings of his mind, why he does what he does. So I think yeah, that'd be a pretty cool one to hang out with or to be chased by. But then again, he doesn't chase you. That means you would be in one of his traps, so you would have to survive his trap for like 24 hours. Norman Bates. Uh I mean, when he's not doing his psychotic bullcrap, he's really chill and a gentleman. But we have to assume that they're already maybe kicked in with their evil tendencies. That's why I said maybe Pinhead, but maybe not. Hannibal Lecter, because he. I mean, would Hannibal Lecter really chase you though? I mean, are you just like trapped in the room with the guy? I mean, because if I'm trapped in a room with him, pretty sure I can survive 24 hours with him. You know, being who I know, I know who he is, I know what he's capable of, and I know he loves art, I know he loves music, I know he loves intellectual conversation. So finding anything, just having him talk about one of his paintings or the music he's listening to and just kind of keep things going from that. Hannibal Lecter, pretty good idea. Uh the predator sees after 15 seconds of chasing me. You're hunched over, you're like, oh, my back. Um the entity from It Follows. Pretty sure Ghostface is just a man and woman with a knife. Yeah. Yeah, Ghostface, you could easily survive Ghostface. Ghostface isn't supernatural at all. No superpowers, no nothing. He's just a normal person. Um I just spent 24 hours on my couch. What? Rose from Titanic. We all know she was a real villain. Most difficult one would be Death from Final Destination. Yeah. The monster from It Follows. Simple. The Ring Girl. 6 more days. Yeah. Just a regular old dude. Easily put down. Well, it doesn't say you can't. It doesn't say you can kill them. It just says you have to survive for 24 hours. Sandworms for Tremors 1. I live on the 3rd floor, so just chill in my apartment. Imhotep from The Mummy. There you go. Just fly to Japan and look for a 24-hour cat cafe, which they have. It's amazing, and you're set. Ghostface from Scream. Just get a gun and know how to shoot it properly. Here's the villain, Hank Schrader. That's not really Hank. I mean, it's the actor, but not actually Hank. Freddy Krueger, Ghostface. But yeah, I know that took 20 something minutes, but who would you choose and why? Let me know. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.